Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. All right. Hey guys. Hey guys, it's Faith Duo.
Back with another video. We're here.
That was a good duet.
Yes, okay. And we're here today gonna talk about
Marriage.
some marriage
Are you
info.
ready
Are you
to
ready?
get married?
All right, she's obviously feeling herself right now. But yeah, we're talking about marriage, and are you ready to take that step and commit your life to somebody else?
I don't know if it's so much as we're focusing on like your feeling as much as what it calls for when you get married. Like these are just some things.
Yeah, some things
Yeah.
that we feel that are important.
Yeah.
Number one, of course, God. What's your spiritual priority? Because that's going to keep your main focus on everything, really. So, of course, this is a Christian channel, and so we of course have God first in our marriage, in our lives, and so that sets the pace for everything else.
Where?
Whoa.
Right. That's right. I agree with that totally. If you have God first in your marriage, in your life, that means you're going to be trying to make God happy. That means you're going to be trying to be, basically perfect. You're going to be trying to be more like Jesus, to be as nice as you can be, as faithful as you can be, as loving as you can be. And that's a big thing with me and Mary and Raph is that I put my trust in his faith to God, and that he's going to be faithful to his commitment to God, which is being faithful to me and, keeping me his solo dolo.
That's right. And so, because if you don't have a top priority that's going to keep you straight, then anything goes. And so you want to have something, some guidelines. And for us, that's God. God is our number one priority, and we're going to keep him at the top of our list because we want to make him happy. And then in turn, we're going to make our spouses happy, and our relationships are in a lot better place.
Boom. One of the next biggest things in a marriage is money.
Yep, that's the number one fought over thing in marriages, arguments, is money.
Right. And while we struggle with a bunch of things, money's not one of them. As far as in our relationship, we just are on the same page,
yeah.
And we're content with where we're at. So when we went to go get married, I think I guess women like for the men to be in a certain spot, but men like to be in a certain spot themselves. But, if you really love somebody, I don't know,
I think the biggest thing is somebody's not going to be out there spending their own money or spending the money that you don't have to get you in a worse situation. And as long as you're on the same page of what you're going to do with the money and where it's going, then there shouldn't be any arguments. As long as budgeting or just somebody that's responsible with the money communicating what's going on with
you
it.
both need to be on the same page. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay? Same page and content, because a lot of people, like to be at a certain stage when they get married, but, sometimes it takes a long time to get to the stage, and
Right.
it's
Most of the time, you're never going to be ready
right
for it. So there's a lot of people that have had successful marriages that were broke, and a lot of people with successful marriages that had a lot of money. So just find where you fit in, and if your love is greater, then you should have no problems.
Boom. So a huge thing in marriage. I mean, there's no end to marriage.
Right. No words such as divorce.
Don't use that word in your marriage, okay?
Yeah, 'cause
You
it's
need
a toxic word.
Yeah, you need to face the fact that this is the person that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with, that you're choosing to say, hey, like, no matter what happens, you know, for the exception to the rule, you know what I mean? But no matter what happens, this person, I want to try. Like, when we get, the best way to explain it is when we get in an argument, we're not like,
should I think about leaving him?
no, we're like, no matter how big it gets, it's like, how can we work through this?
Right.
And as long as you keep that first and you're ready to make that step and be, you know, really that intentional and mature with your relationship, you'll be able to work through anything, you know?
It's a choice. You don't have, if you make it no option, you're gonna work this out, then you're gonna find a way to make it happen. Because there's so many people that like to leave the door open and say, well, if this happens or if that happens, then I'm gone. And that's being selfish. That's not putting God first. But we know there's some exceptions to that, to marriage, where you can have that way out. But for the majority part of it, stick to it.
99.99% of the time, you're supposed to work it out. Because even Jesus said from the beginning, he never meant for that man and that woman to separate.
Exactly. So going along with that is faithfulness. You have to be willing to commit your life to your spouse. You want to be faithful to them 100%, looking the other way.
Are you ready to cut everybody off for that person? Okay? Is this the person, the only face you want to look at for the rest of your life, every morning when you get up and every night when you go to sleep?
Yeah, so you got to think about that, because that's a big thing. Faithfulness. If you don't have faithfulness, then you really don't have anything.
Yeah, you have to choose to be faithful. I mean,
yeah.
The option comes up and you choose whether or not to let that person get this close to your face or let that person get in your DMs.
Being in any type of relationship, you have to compromise. To be in a healthy relationship, you have to compromise. And so looking at some give and take for any and everything to make somebody else happy, your spouse happy, is going to make for a lot enjoyable life when you're willing to, you know, give a little.
Focus on the other person's needs during any argument or at any time, and your marriage will be a lot happier, because if you're making the other person happy, they gonna make you more happy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think the biggest, I guess, breakthrough we had in our marriage with our arguments is, I remember one night we were, I guess, you know, in a heated discussion, and then somebody said, it doesn't matter if, you know, you understand why I'm hurt. It just matters that if you care about if my feelings are hurt. And then
I'm pretty sure you said that.
Well, I just didn't want to take all the, you know, I didn't want to take all the.
Yeah, guys usually don't think that deep, but yeah, we should be acknowledging the other person, especially their feelings and all.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it just makes sense. If you do that for each other, like, if it doesn't matter, if you understand why they're upset.
You have to be willing to understand.
And to
meet them halfway or meet them all the way, whatever. Just whatever it takes to, you know, make them happy, because they're your partner.
Right. Just be sad that they're hurt. You don't have to understand why. Just be sad that they're hurt. You just want to make them feel better, you know?
Yeah. Just want to make you feel better all the time.
Yeah, I just want to make you feel better.
What you doing, trying to kiss me?
No, I'm not.
What you doing, trying to kiss me?
With compromise, there comes sacrifice. So you're always going to be sacrificing. If you're not ready to sacrifice, then you ain't ready to get married, because that's what it is. Like, sacrificing time, sacrificing where you would want to be or what you want to be. You'll find new things that you want to do together. But that's the whole point of getting married. It's not to live with somebody that you like. It's to make a new life with this person that you love.
Right. Join together as one.
Yes.
And sacrifice your old life for this new life.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, try to make each other happy and, you know, love each other. Everything should be, how can I make this person happy? What can I do every single day to make it better.
Yeah. If you're trying to overreach the other person and making the other person happy, like, you're going to be happy.
You're going to have a happy marriage.
Yeah. Are you happy?
Happy marriage. It's good to think of it as a 100% rule. So you're giving 100% of the effort, no matter if that person is giving 0. All the time. You should always think of it, you giving 100%, no matter what they're doing.
Are you ready to do that? To give 100 to somebody
that's not giving anything,
that somebody's giving 0?
And if the other person loves you, then of course they're going to want to give that 100% back. So 100% meeting that 100%, you're going to have a very successful marriage, and it's going to be phenomenal.
All right, to sum it all up, when you get married, when you're going to get married, it's not the end of being in a relationship. It's the beginning of the relationship. Like, that means you're gonna always be working for that relationship. You're gonna, always be trying to, court that person. Yeah.
The effort doesn't end at I do. It begins.
Right. The real effort begins, because that's daily, okay? Daily, nightly, afternoonly.
Yes. So never give up that effort, and always push forward to making that person happy, loving each other, especially putting God first.
Right. Are you ready for that? Is what we want to know.
So if you check all the boxes, then you're ready.
Ooh.
So go out there and ask that person.
All right, you guys. Clearly, that's all we have for you today.
Bye. Much love. Be the light.